Okay, let's get started on lab 6. So I'm going to, like always, I'm going to record myself filling out the document, and I've got a sticky note over where my video feed is going to be, so I shouldn't accidentally cover anything. So I've just got this network called Ryan's Net Network. I'm just going to make sure that this is the OS WASP. Just going to make sure that's on my net network. Okay, let's start both of these. Don't need this one. Okay, that should be everything. Right. I forgot we don't... I don't think we need to do anything with that device, so I'm just going to hide that. Let's make sure we're connected. All right. What does the command do? All right. So here's how you do this. You man, see what it says. Reads manuals. I don't think we do. But I'm going to interpret this in good faith. And I'm going to say well, I'm assuming we would need it to do a TCP scan. Right here. Oh, I guess it'd be useful to see the other output. So there are a couple machines in this network. I think these are both network infrastructure. Anyway, I mean, SSH, you're not gonna, it's the only host that's got SSH open, and it makes sense that the other two machines wouldn't have SSH open since they're just virtual infrastructure machines, and you don't want to make it easier for virtual machines to break out of their virtualization, their sandboxing. So I'm going to say it's this one. Okay, so I talked to the professor about this one. He says that he'll take either a command or a flag, and that he'll take either interpretation of this. So there's two ways of interpreting this. The first one is how you specify which ports to scan. I'll explain that. I guess I'll also explain how you would find it, but honestly you're just going to Google it. Not that that's a problem, it's not a problem at all, you should be Googling things. Let's interpret this as how do we know which ports to scan. Well, I'll help you with that one. So if you go into your man and map and you type / for search, you can search for ports. And what we're going to look for is we're going to look for a flag. You can see all of these dash something, dash dash version. These are all flags. We want to look for a flag that looks like it says, like, honestly it's probably going to be like -P or -P. It's a port list. Oh, here it is. Oops. Hold on. Dash P4 range. It looks like it's the dash P flag. And then to specify a TCP scan, I'll show you how we do that one too. Okay, I just looked for TCP scan. Scan techniques, here's what I see. I see TCP SYN, TCP connect, TCP ACK window. I'm going to go with ST because I'm assuming T stands for TCP, so that seems like the cleanest answer. Only the most common ports. Again, I mean, I feel like
everything is happening for you. Not
that one was a bit too easy, but I did not write this. I would not have used something that you could just search for like that.
We are student, you are not student here. You done your PhD. You are Jovian, you can leave anytime.
No.
यार मुझे साथ थोड़ी सी टेप देना ये टेप भी लेके घूमता है ये वाली टेप चार्जर को जोड़ने वाली ब्लैक आपने दे रही है चलो भाई चलो फिर लेट हो गया तो जल्दी जूतियां पहन के जानी है ये ब्लैक आपने नहीं मंगाई
Yep. Okay, so I'm just looking here. It says nmap.s capital S dash O scan me scans the machine. Looks like it's referring to this command as this description. I can see that dash SS is for stealth scan, and the only other thing it mentions is that it determines the operating system. It has that dash O flag. Let's look at that dash O flag. Yes, it is hard for me to pretend I don't already know this, which makes it hard for me to have like an authentic process of figuring this stuff out. And yes, I know that the best way to figure it out is just to Google it. But if you could just Google stuff, why are you paying for a college degree? I ask myself that every day. some of you will not have ZenMap. In that case, you could say apt install ZenMap, but the problem is you're not going to have ZenMap because your apt package list will not exist, will not be populated. So first you need to say apt update, and then it would behoove you to do apt upgrade, just because, you know, you're not super experienced debugging problems with your operating system, and so if unexpected things happen because you are not using an up-to-date system, like the maintainers of Kali Linux expect you to, then you're going to have some trouble. So I prefer it if everybody uses the same system. So like, in this case, an up-to-date system. Not, I don't know. Man, I didn't do it. I didn't update. But I already had ZenMap. What is this? I'm just going to say dash P80. Which one's better? I don't know. I still haven't seen a compelling use case for anything except Nmap. Maybe it's just because I'm old-fashioned. Nmap is easier and has a lower barrier for entry, which is great for making cybersecurity more accessible to diverse applicants. Oh. In mass scan. Okay. How is this faster? How is this faster? Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not that great. Nmap is, I don't know. I don't care. I use it, I'm familiar with. Oh, that was easy. Two, 3, 4, and 15. Oh my god, I remember these. Okay, well, I already read the document, so I am going to just do these from memory. Actually, I already have one, I think. Because I sure hope I've been recording this whole time. Oh, I have, that's good. Yeah, I already filled this out. I am just going to copy that. This is an important one. You should read about this because you're going to get in a lot of trouble if you scan and get caught, messing up your employer's network. So I don't usually put much stock in this kind of thing, but what you're doing has a lot of legal liabilities. Okay. And I will call this cool. It is, well, I guess I'll take some time to explain my responses here, even though you're not going to see this until you're done, right? Before I scan, I'm going to think about what can go wrong, and I'm going to try to reduce the likelihood of that eventuality. I'm going to try to control my liability. Obviously, I've got to get permission from the business owner. After scanning, probably do a write-up and talk to the customer about this. Yeah, most of my scanning is just trial and error. Like if I find that a UDP scan doesn't work, I'll try a TCP scan. And if that doesn't work, I'll just keep trying new things. So for example, trace route wasn't working by default. And I think that was UDP, so I just used TCP flag, which required root privileges, but it worked a lot better. So mostly I just use, whatever happens to work. Sometimes you have to think about, whether you're going to be detected, and then you have to give things a lot more thought. Yeah, the legal risk, you need to get permission before you scan, or you're going to get in trouble. And also, if people might actually question the consequences or the validity of your scan. Kind of like how if you get pulled over for a speeding ticket, you can always just question the accuracy of the speed gun, and you could be like, oh, when was the last time you calibrated the radar gun? Did you calibrate the radar gun, as frequently as the manufacturer told you to? And if the police station didn't calibrate their radar guns, and sometimes they don't, and they'll just drop, like the judge will just throw it out. He'll be like, that's not admissible as evidence. So at the same time, you need to make sure that your scans are, I guess, admissible as evidence if you're doing an investigation. I mean, if you're working for on behalf of a client in a legal capacity, not like to provide evidence, they're going to be extremely upset if your evidence is not admissible in court. Well, okay, let me just, that's basically it.